Hello, boys and girls. Greg from the Scary Spirits podcast here once again to make you a cocktail. Today we will be making the Drunk Ghost cocktail, which is the featured cocktail in today's episode. Start with a shaker with ice. To that, we're going to add 2 ounces coconut cream. 2 ounces. Oh, there we go. Two ounces coconut cream. Next, 2 ounces coconut rum. I sense a theme. 2 ounces. Next, 1 ounce vanilla vodka. 1 ounce. Next, we shake. Okay. Next, we strain into our glass. I'm using a highball glass because this is a lot of liquid, I feel like. There we go. And next, take our Sprite. 4 ounces of 7-Up or Sprite. And we top the drink with that. 4 ounces. There we go. 4 ounces, boys and girls. Like I said, a lot of liquid. The Drunk Ghost cocktail. Yeah. I dig it. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoy the podcast. See ya.
I don't know about you, but I would probably avoid staying overnight in a place known as the Hell House. But that's just me. If you're an expert, like the guests of the home in this week's episode of the Scary Spirits podcast, number 60, The Legend of Hell House, you're most likely confident you can conquer any fears that might arise and successfully guide the spirits to the afterlife. I will, however, offer one small piece of advice. If a spirit tells you the only way they can find peace and move on is to make love to you, I think you should be suspicious. Very suspicious. Especially if they beg. All I'm saying is, don't trust a horny ghost. But I'm no expert. You do you. Cheers.
Welcome to the Scary Spirits podcast. Please be advised that the presenters may use adult language and or discuss adult situations. This podcast is not intended for younger listeners or those that may be easily offended. So, if you're ready, let's go. Hi, I'm Greg,
Hey, I'm Karen.
and welcome to the Scary Spirits Podcast, the podcast that combines the two very different but highly compatible worlds of scary films and alcoholic spirits.
What could possibly go wrong?
Indeed. How are you, Karen?
I'm fantastic. How are you, Greg?
I'm good, Karen.
We're not a match.
No, but we're both positive.
That's true. That rarely happens.
All right, I don't believe we have any corrections, do we? No one has yet commented on the YouTube video for Murders in the Rue Morgue, Karen. So
Come on. Somebody's got to do that for me.
nobody so far.
You know what? I think they just
At the time we're recording this, no one has commented. So
I think they just like you and they don't want to embarrass you that you've used the wrong name.
could be, Karen.
That's what it is.
I'm very likable.
You are a delight.
All right, Karen, I believe this week was my choice. Was it not?
Yes, this one was your choice.
So this week, Karen, I have chosen the 1976 film 76. Remember 1976, Karen?
Yeah, it was a big year.
It's like the bicentennial, right?
Yeah, we had a party, I remember, on the 4th of July.
Pretty sure Kiss Destroyer came out that year.
Oh, I just remember we had a big party at our house, a 4th of July party, and we made our own ice cream, the hand crank kind, had a big picnic outside.
Mm-hmm. Kiss Destroyer. Yep. Came out March 76. Kiss Destroyer. Right again.
I was explaining to Jack about horseshoes. Do you remember playing horseshoes? Where you'd pound the...
Well, yeah, Karen.
Yeah, but he didn't have any idea what that was. The adults would play horseshoes and we, left alone to our own devices, would play jarts.
Jarts, yeah.
Yes, remember those?
Yeah. With this plastic hoop that you would
Yeah, but with the
just throw it out there. That's close. That's good enough. Just leave it there and you would throw your
but
jart.
it had the 3-inch spike on the end of it.
It did.
We would just throw those
in the ground.
Yeah, they'd throw them straight up in the air.
Well, yeah. As you do, Karen.
It's amazing. We survived.
Yes, we did.
But yeah, he didn't know what any of that was.
Sad.
I know, isn't it?
So,
Well, horseshoes is kind of like cornhole a little bit. So he could kind of get the idea. Because, if you're close.
There's a pit. You're throwing it into the pit.
Right. And it clangs when you hit the ringer, when you get a ringer.
You have to use the horseshoe to see if you're close enough, to get a point,
Yep. Good times.
Yeah.
All right, go ahead. Not enough about picnics in the old days.
Well, we were just little kids, Karen. I'm surprised that we remember 1976.
Yeah, I was like 2 playing jarts. Good parenting.
So anyway, the film I have chosen is from 1976, as I said, and it is called The Legend of Hell House.
What drink do you have us drinking along with this?
Yes, Karen, I do have a drink. Sorry. The drink.
Don't apologize. It's a fantastic drink.
Well, the drink I've chosen is called the Drunk Ghost, Karen. I mean, with a name like that, it's got to be good, right?
It better be. How do you make such a thing?
Well, Karen, we're going to need 2 ounces of coconut rum, 1 ounce vanilla vodka, 2 ounces coconut cream, and 4 ounces 7-Up or Sprite lemon lime soda. So first, we're going to take our shaker and fill it with ice. I don't know what fill means. I mean, I put like 6 or 7. I usually put 6 or 7 in my shaker, but whatever. Then we're going to pour in the coconut rum, vanilla vodka, and coconut cream. Then we're going to shake well, making sure the coconut cream is well mixed. Apparently that's important. Then we're going to strain into a glass. I strained mine into a Collins glass with ice, Karen. What did you do?
Same. I put a couple cubes in there.
Okay. Then we're going to top the glass off with our 7-Up or Sprite lemon lime soda. 4 ounces, they say. What did you use, Karen? 7-Up or Sprite?
I used 7-Up.
No, I used Sprite.
I know.
And it says the recipe calls the garnish with a Ghost Peep, but I can't find those anywhere right now in the middle of summer, Karen. Probably could have found them on Amazon, but
that would be cute, though.
I had a little ghost.
We'll have to remember that at Halloween.
And then, Karen, you enjoy.
I tell you what, it is tasty. If you like coconut, I mean, of course, you're going to have to like coconut to like it, but it's really good.
Well, what's funny, Karen, is I don't really care for coconut in food. You know what I mean?
Really?
Yeah.
Like
I don't
cookies
like
and stuff?
no. I don't like any of that. None of that flaked coconut stuff, but I like them in drinks.
Interesting.
I like drinking coconut, not eating it. Crazy.
The coconut cream is interesting. I've never used that before. It's very sweet. I like it. I'll have to use it in other things. You want to give people time to make the drink?
Yes. Gather your ingredients and make your own. Coconut forward, drunk ghost. Hold on. And we're back.
Yes, we are.
Karen, might you have a brief synopsis for us?
Of course.
Oh, go on, please. Tell me a story.
Scientist Lionel Barrett and his wife Anne lead a team into the infamous Belasco House, supposedly haunted by the victims of its late owner, a notorious serial killer. Though the rational Barrett does not believe in ghosts, the other members of his group do, including devout spiritualist Florence Tanner and psychic medium Benjamin Fischer, who has been in the Belasco House before and seen what horrors can befall those who enter it.
Thank you, Karen, for that brief and 99% accurate synopsis.
It's a pretty good one. That's not bad.
But I'm not sure Belasco is a serial killer.
Yeah, that wasn't made clear. He's a good time Charlie, though.
Yes. Yes, he is, apparently.
He might be.
A serial killer?
Well, there are a couple bodies in there. And if he wasn't in real life, he might be in the afterlife.
Could be. I got a feeling I'd like to party with that dude. Just saying.
Well, stay on his good side.
Well, duh. Karen, it's me. Delightful, right?
The life of the party.
All right. Are you ready to get into it, Karen?
Let's go.
All right. Did you watch this on Amazon Prime?
I did.
So the first thing I saw was rated PG.
Yeah, I was surprised by that.
Nah, there's not a lot in it, but
No, but I expected it to be an R movie.
yes, I was hoping for more.
Yes, I fear apologies are coming.
Not likely. So movie starts, Karen, and we have words to read.
What you got?
Although the story of this film is fictitious, the events depicted involving psychic phenomena are not only very much within the bounds of possibility, but could well be true. Tom Corbett, clairvoyant and psychic consultant to European royalty.
Is he real?
Probably is. He is. He's a real clairvoyant,
Okay,
apparently. Yeah, he's legit. So the movie starts, and we see who we learn is Lionel. And he's being hired by a man to prove the existence of life after death. Correct, Karen? I feel like this guy is like on death's door, and he wants to know that there's something else. That's the feeling I get.
Yes, he's in a wheelchair, and he's also stinking rich because the house is ridiculous. I thought when they first showed the ceiling, I thought they were in a church. Has a painted ceiling. Nope, just a rich guy's house.
And the guy gives Lionel 1 week to investigate the house, the Belasco House. Does he tell him it's the Belasco House?
He tells him it's the Hell House.
Okay.
Oh, wait, no, I'm sorry. The old man calls it the Belasco House, and Barrett asks the Hell House, and he says he thought they sealed the house 20 years ago. But since they were hard up for money, the old guy bought it.
Okay.
And the old guy does say that this doctor is the top 5 in his field. He's, I guess, good at what he does.
Lionel?
Yes.
Lionel Barrett. I get the feeling that Lionel and Anne are kind of based on the Warrens, but not really, because...
Well, Lionel's kind of a skeptic, though.
I know. That's why I say not really, but they kind of look like them.
Was he older than her? Because this guy looks a little
I don't think he
a
looks
good-
older.
Oh, I do. I think he looks about 10 years older.
No, I don't think he does. And the Warrens are, from the Conjuring films and whatnot. They're famous paranormal investigators, which, goes back to our wicked ramblings.
Nice segue. If you'd like to learn more about ghost hunting, listen to our Wicked Ramblings, episode number 1.
Ed and Lorraine Warren. Well, they're only a year apart in age.
Well, I meant the people in this film.
Well,
He
these
looks
two didn't
old.
seem that far apart to me in age either. But whatever. Next thing we see on the screen, Karen.
Wait, before you go there, this guy does tell him who his team's going to be. So he's going to,
Yes, he assigns him a team.
yes, a medium, Florence Tanner, who's the best, a mental medium.
Uh-huh.
And then the only survivor from, I guess, the last group of people that went in, named Fischer.
Yes.
And the old guy
Benjamin.
says he needs an answer in a week. And then we cut to, as you say, Friday, December 17th.
4:08 p.m.
I kind of like how they do that. They actually write that up on the screen. It does let you know the passage of time.
And this is where we learned the last time it was investigated, 8 people died.
Yes, Fischer was the only survivor.
And is this where we meet the guy who's like, what do you need? When do you need
Yeah,
it?
Barrett talks to someone about the specifics, and he needs a certain machine finished and ready by Wednesday.
And delivered to the house.
Right. Barrett suggests Anne not go on
Yes.
this one, but she says she wants to be there to see his success.
Next on the screen, it says Monday, December 20th, 9:13 a.m. And they pick up who we learn is Benjamin
At a train station.
at a train
yes.
station. Then the same day, 9:41 a.m., they pick up Florence, who we learn is Florence, in front of a Gothic church.
Did we mention that they're getting paid $100,000 each to
No.
do this? Yeah, we probably should. That's why they're doing it.
Well, yeah.
That's why they could convince Ben Fischer to go back in.
Yes.
It's cash dollars.
Dollar bill. Next on the screen, it says Monday, December 20th, 11:47 a.m. And they arrive at the house, the Belasco House. And the guy that Lionel was talking to earlier, a few days earlier, is there, and he tells them the electricity has been turned on and their luggage and all their stuff they need has been delivered and moved in. Next, we have credits, Karen.
It's very foggy.
Lots of Froggy's Fog is the next thing I
Yep.
have, Karen.
Yep. And the house is a mansion. It's big.
And there's a black cat on a wall.
Watching them enter. They
And
say
we-
the windows are bricked up so no one can see in or out.
Yes. Belasco did that so no one could see in or out purposely.
And I have here, there's a nice low shot of them looking at the house. So the camera is very, very low and shooting past them to the house. So it's kind of distorting them to look tall, but the house looks very tall. I like that
Yeah.
shot.
And they enter. And when they enter, Florence says, "This house, it knows we're here."
And the lights aren't working.
Nope. Turn them on. Try to turn them on. We hear them clicking the light switch, but nothing happens. So they go to find the emergency generator. Lionel and Benjamin, I believe, go to find the generator.
Yes.
So the lights come on. I guess they found the generator and everyone enters. And this is where we learn that Benjamin is the only survivor from the last investigation, or did they talk about that earlier?
No, this is where he says that he has not spoken a word yet the entire time. And he says the
Benjamin?
house, yes, the house
Played
tried
by
to
Roddy
kill him.
McDowell.
Yes. The house almost succeeded in killing him. And also that Belasco was a millionaire.
Next, I have they enter the chapel. And Florence says she's sorry. She can't go in now. She can't. She just can't.
Nope, she can't.
And she hears
She's
voices.
overwhelmed.
And here's where I wrote "devil on a cross?" question mark. Karen.
Yes, it is a devil on a cross,
Okay.
a crucified devil
Just making sure.
or a demon.
So they all exit the chapel, and Florence is no longer there. She's missing.
She heard a radio-like voice is what I thought. And she wandered off
She
to
heard
find it.
voices. Yes. And they go to look for her. They find her, and she plays a phonograph record for them. Boys and girls, that's vinyl. But this is like an old time. She plays it on like an old timey Edison phonograph thing,
I
right?
would like to just note that the chapel doesn't have normal chapel paintings in it. Did you notice that?
Well, as far as I know, I don't know.
No, they're not normal.
Oh, okay. And when she plays the phonograph record, it is a message welcoming them to the house. And they say it's not meant for them, but whatever. Who knows, right? Next, Monday, December 20th, 6:42 p.m. Getting ready to have dinner together, Karen. And Benjamin begins to tell the rest of the group all about Mr. Belasco.
He does say the house was built in 1919. And then he rattles off facts. He had the face of a demon. That's how his second wife described him, which I thought was kind of funny. His second wife committed suicide, and he says he was 6'5", the roaring giant. And then Anne asks why the house is so evil, and Fischer says drug addiction, alcoholism, sadism, murder, bestiality, vampirism, necrophilia, cannibalism. And he just keeps going.
All the good stuff, Karen.
Well, I guess if you're into that thing, you be you.
Not
And
so
then
much-
Anne asks,
Not so much cannibalism.
necrophilia,
Yeah, I'm not so much that either.
bestiality.
Yeah, not so much, but
So you'll pick and choose.
yeah, pick and choose.
But Anne asks, how did it end? And Fischer says, it hasn't.
Yeah, I think he says if it had ended, we wouldn't be here now.
Right. And the Barrett says it's about to end because he's all confident. And then Anne asks what happened to Mr. Belasco, and Fischer says no one knows.
Yeah, we do learn that his body has never been found. They did
Yes.
find bodies in the house,
27 dead found in the house, but not Belasco.
but not his. Next on the screen, it says Monday, December 20th, 8:46 p.m. And they're all sitting around the fire. And I wrote praying. I think Florence is saying a prayer before she goes into her trance.
Well, she's probably saying a protection prayer, which we went over.
Then Florence goes into a trance. And she says it is an evil house. She begins channeling a spirit. She says things like, "Get out of this house before I kill you all.
I don't know you people.
I don't want to hurt you, but I must. God damn you, son of bitches." Things start shaking on the table, and as well as the table.
Yeah, everything shakes.
And Florence falls back into her chair. But Florence isn't a physical medium, Karen, so she doesn't really understand what the hell is going on, correct? And neither does anyone else, because they all know she's not a physical medium, right?
Yes. Do you know the difference between a mental and a physical medium? I mean, I know you can guess, but
No,
I was
Karen, please
of
tell me.
I was curious just to see what mental mediumship is classified as communication from the spirit world, which is interpreted through the mind and consciousness of the medium. Most mediums working today are mental mediums. Another type of mental mediumship is spirit-controlled mediumship. This is where the medium enters a trance state and the spirit communicates through taking over the medium's body. The face could change, the voice can be overtaken, and the mannerisms of the spirit person could be seen through the body movement. Sometimes people think this is physical mediumship, but the distinction needs to be clearly made. With all mental and perceptive mediumship, the medium is aware of what is happening and can regain control at any point. So that's what she is. Physical mediumship can be described as anything happening of a physical nature that can be perceived by the medium and others present. The catalyst for all physical mediumship is through the connect attunement. This state is sometimes called trance, which takes many years of study and dedication to master. Does that make sense?
Yes. And when it's all over, Florence tells Benjamin, "The Lord certainly does move in mysterious ways."
Yeah, so she seems to be pretty religious.
And Benjamin says, "So does this house."
She wears a lot of crosses.
She does.
Did I say Ben's a physical medium? Yeah. Okay.
I think we covered Ben's a physical medium.
Okay.
Next, Monday, December 20th, 10:32 p.m. So later that evening, Karen. Lionel and Anne in their room getting ready for bed.
Anne is much prettier with her hair down.
She is.
She looks about 10 years younger.
She does.
She has like it's not a beehive, but it's a helmet head hair in the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
And then when she takes it down, she looks a lot younger. And she asks Barrett, if Tanner is a mental medium and Fischer is a physical medium, how does he know that Fischer just didn't do the whole charade down there? He doesn't know, and he doubts them both.
Yeah, that's what I wrote. He doesn't seem to trust either one of them, Florence or
No.
Benjamin.
So he's definitely a skeptic.
So next we see Florence in her bedroom, and the door opens and closes by itself. And Florence is wearing a lovely terry cloth pink robe, Karen. And she tries to communicate with the spirit. And while she's doing
she
this,
wants a sign. She asks for a sign.
yes, the covers of her bed pull back and are flung onto her. And furniture is knocked over, and the door opens and closes again.
She's exceedingly calm during this whole thing. She's just trying to communicate with the spirit. I would have freaked out, but
By
whatever.
herself, Karen.
Yes.
All right, Tuesday, December 21st, 7:33 a.m. Lionel and Florence having breakfast.
Everyone slept well.
I guess only Lionel and Florence are up yet, though. Florence tells Lionel that the spirit she encountered the night before was Daniel Belasco, the son of the homeowner.
Who's very young and frightened. And she wants to convince him to move on.
Yes. Tuesday, December 21st, 2:43 p.m. Later that same day. In other words, Florence is doing another sitting. That's what they call when they're like,
Trying to communicate.
but this
yeah.
time it's much more a scientific experiment, isn't it, Karen? There's lots of control.
It is. And there's many times throughout this that Barrett acts like a medical doctor, but he's a physicist. He does some things when she gets hurt later that he's acting like he's the medical doctor, but he's not. But he's taking her pulse, her temperature. He's monitoring her breath intake. He
He's
has
behind a screen and everything, right?
Yeah. And there's an infrared camera.
It keeps like going off by motion, I think, right? Because it keeps
Yes.
clicking. And he does mention electromagnetic radiation, right? EMR is what he calls it.
Mm-hmm. There's ozone in the air
Yes.
and ectoplasm forming.
Yes. Ectoplasm forming from Florence's fingers. And the plasma moves through the net that they have in front of Florence towards a table with a jar on it. And
So
Lionel,
it's coming, it's like green, looks like electricity coming out of her fingertips. And all of the strands from her fingers join together. So there's two main strands that are coming from her 10 fingers.
Lionel asks it to leave a sample in the jar.
Multiple times he
Yes.
asks.
And the ectoplasm moves over the jar. And then there's a loud pop.
Yeah. So did it go in the jar or not?
I don't know. But Florence screams and they say that she's in temporary shock from the ectoplasm, like moving back towards her or whatever. But next we see Lionel and Anne in their room looking at a specimen under a microscope.
He says the ectoplasm is derived from the medium's body.
Right.
So it's organic living matter.
And this is where I wrote, is he looking at ectoplasm in water? Because he says it's something with water.
I guess, yeah. But I didn't see it go into the jar, but maybe it did. I don't know.
I didn't either. Next, we're back to Florence's bedroom. And Karen, there's something under the covers.
And again, she's remarkably calm.
Yep. She pulls them back, but there's nothing there. And the door opens and closes again. Tuesday, December 21st, 6:21 p.m. In other words, later that evening. We're all gathering for dinner once again. Florence tells Lionel that David came to see her again. And I wrote, she kind of reads Lionel the riot act. She kind of goes off on him right here.
She argues with him and wants to know when his doubt and distrust will end.
Yeah, she doesn't think he trusts her, and he doesn't, I guess. But
And she quotes the Bible and she's angry. That's all I wrote. She's angry.
and Lionel begins to apologize, but then cups and glasses shatter and the table begins shaking up and down. Lionel's chair rushes up to him and he falls back on the floor. A chandelier nearly falls on Lionel and a fire blows from the fireplace.
And a picture falls off the wall, almost hits him.
And Florence yells, "No!" And everything stops.
So she thinks she's got some control over this.
That's what
son.
she thinks.
Yes.
But Florence thinks it's Benjamin, right? Because he's the physical medium.
Yeah, she thinks that he's being used by the spirits and he should leave. And he says she's being used.
Yeah, Lionel and Benjamin both think that Florence should leave because she is the one being used. Next, we see Anne tending to Lionel's wounds.
She wants to leave.
And Lionel thinks Florence subconsciously caused everything to happen.
Use the power of the house against him.
She was the one arguing with Lionel. Lionel says there is a lot of power in the house and she is the one using it. He doesn't think she means to, though. It's like just subconsciously, right?
I don't know. He seemed to think she had a personal...
I don't think he thinks that she means any harm to anyone.
We should say
she's
she
being
looks...
used.
Yes, and we should say she's very young. You think she's 20? I mean, relative to the other characters, she's very young and possibly naive.
I don't know. I mean, she's a
She's a lot.
medium.
Yes, but she's a lot younger than they are.
Okay, let's see. So at the time this was filmed, she was 26 years old.
Okay, but she looks younger than that. She's very wide-eyed, she's portrayed as kind of innocent and naive, I think.
So next I have, as Florence here knocks at the door.
Of Barrett's room.
Oh, Florence knocks at the door.
Yes.
Okay, of their room. And she tells them she thinks it was David that caused all the problems earlier.
Yes, Belasco's son.
And she offers to sit for Lionel in the morning, but Lionel believes that Florence is responsible. So
yes, he accuses her and she denies it and leaves.
There will be no more sittings or whatever, right?
Yeah.
And she tells him it's Daniel. And Lionel says there is no such person. Florence tells him he's wrong.
He don't like that.
Nope. Tuesday, December 21st, 10:18 p.m. Later that same evening, Lionel and Anne are going to bed, and Anne catches a glimpse of an erotic statue in their room, Karen, and the light begins casting shadows on the ceiling of their room.
The statue kind of comes to life.
Yes, and the erotic statue begins to move and gyrate.
And be erotic.
And moaning can be heard. Anne tries to wake Lionel, but that ain't happening.
He's out.
And then it stops. Anne gets up and pours herself a drink. And in the cabinet there where the bar is, there's lots of books, Karen. And she grabs
Quite the
one.
library.
She grabs one called Autoerotic Phenomena.
They're all on sex or some sort of sexual topic.
Next, we see Benjamin sitting by the fire having a drink. Florence enters. Benjamin asks if she is looking for proof that Daniel existed.
That is what she's looking for.
Yeah.
She's going to look for proof.
Florence apologizes to him for what happened earlier. And Florence goes off looking for Daniel, right?
Yes.
Next, Anne comes down the stairs in her sheer nightgown, Karen.
Yep, the sheer white nightgown that you like so much.
Yes, and she stops at the bottom of the stairs, Karen, and fondles the breasts of a statue.
Yeah, she feels up a statue. That's what I have. Yes. Gets to second base with a statue.
Next, she tries to force herself on Benjamin. And she says she wants them all together, naked and drunk and clenching and biting. And
she wants an orgy, basically.
Yeah.
And she's all sweaty.
Yes, she is. And then she throws off her nightgown. We don't see anything though, Karen, just her shoulder blades. And Benjamin slaps her and she snaps out of it and she is ashamed. Benjamin tells her she was walking in her sleep.
She runs upstairs. Yeah.
Yeah, she runs back upstairs. Next we see Florence, and I said, in a dungeon, ?
Yeah, I don't know where she is, but she's listening and she hears crying and she finds Daniel, but
she finds a secret door. And she says, Daniel, I found you. And we hear chain rattling. And she screams, and then she's pushed backwards away from the door. And the others come running because, of course, they heard her scream, Karen. Florence tells them she found Daniel. Don't seem to believe her, but she tells them to go look behind that wall. And they go, and we see a corpse chained to the wall.
Hello, boys and girls. You know, doing a podcast can be thirsty work. Lucky for you, we have all our drink recipes on our website, scaryspirits.com. And if you want to see how each drink is made, hit up our YouTube channel, Scary Spirits Podcast, and watch me play bartender. I show you how to make every themed drink. Now, back to the show.
Next, we see a funeral for Daniel.
I wasn't sure if she was dreaming this or if it was real, but apparently
I think it
real.
was real because it cut real quick from funeral to her sleeping.
So I wasn't sure, but later they mention it, so I think this is real.
And
they did a proper burial.
Yeah, but she's still disturbed, and she's saying that Daniel should have moved on because they gave him a proper burial. He was given his release, right?
Yes, but he keeps begging her for help.
Yes. And Florence wakes up and a black cat enters her bedroom. It attacks her, Karen.
It does.
She tries to leave the room, but the cat jumps on her back. Eventually, she locks herself in the bathroom, and we see the cat trying to claw underneath the door to get at her.
Cats will do that.
Next thing I have is Deutsch Industries.
Wednesday, December 22nd.
December 22nd, 9:14 a.m.
Yes.
The machine has arrived just right on time on Wednesday. Benjamin tells Lionel and Anne that Florence has been attacked again, this time by a cat.
A possessed cat.
Yeah, they all go upstairs, and Lionel gives Florence some Listerine and a bandage to keep her wounds from being infected. I never thought of that, but that's probably a good idea, using Listerine.
I bet it would sting.
Yes. Lionel asks Florence if perhaps she should leave. He does not want her to become another victim of Hell House. Next, we see Benjamin and Florence talking, and Florence says that she thinks this is a case of controlled multiple haunting. And Florence thinks that it is the old man Belasco. He is like a general with an army, but never entering the battle, always controlling it.
Yes, because he's so powerful that he can control all the other surviving sources or spirits.
Mm-hmm. Wednesday, December 22nd, 10:31 p.m. Anne comes to see Benjamin again. I said, I think she's been drinking.
Benjamin, he's looking at the machine, and she comes back.
And he even asked her if she's been drinking. And then she pours herself a drink. But, Benjamin tries to stop her, but he tells her he thinks she should go back upstairs to her husband.
But she says he's sleeping.
Yes, and she begins talking about all the debauchery that happened right there around the table where they are standing, Karen. And she takes Benjamin's hand and places it on her breast. She says, touch me or I will find someone who will.
She's quite insistent.
And we see Lionel watching from the stairs. Wow.
Yeah, not good.
Next, we see Anne trying to explain to Lionel that she doesn't know what she was doing. She doesn't understand what is happening to her. She tells him she loves him, and she can't explain it.
I mean, they're in Hell House. It's obvious what's happening.
Yeah, he understands it, but she doesn't. And he tells her it's okay. It will pass after they leave the house. And he tells her that he loves her too, Karen. Next, Benjamin is telling Lionel that he thinks Anne is in great danger.
Yeah, you think?
And he tells him about the previous night when Anne walked in her sleep and forced herself upon him. Lionel accuses Benjamin of blocking himself off from the house completely. He's not using his psychic powers.
No, he's not open.
No.
He's not doing his job, basically.
Correct.
Not part of the team.
Nope. Not a team player, Karen.
Not pulling his weight in the team project.
Next, we see Benjamin sleeping by the fire in a chair. I think it's his room. He's in this spot a lot because I think it's his bedroom. And he sits up and screams, and his face contorts, and he falls onto the floor in front of the fire. Benjamin, played by Roddy McDowall.
I think he has a seizure. So he does, after he gets chastised by the doc, he goes back to his room, sits down and opens his mind and just basically gets overwhelmed and has a seizure, it looks like.
Thursday, December 23rd, 10:31 a.m. Florence comes to see Benjamin. He tells her to get out. Benjamin does not trust anyone or anything.
And she shouldn't either, he
Yes.
says.
And he says anyone who does in this house is a fool. Florence tries to tell Benjamin they have made progress. We've made so much progress. And he disagrees. Benjamin tells Florence about the others he investigated with in 1953 and how they met their end, or how they all went insane, or they didn't all die, but
Which they said earlier they all died, but apparently
they
some are insane.
or crippled or whatever. They're not all dead. And Benjamin admits to Florence that he is obstructed and shut off. He said he's going to collect his money, his what is it, 100,000?
100,000.
He's going to collect his $100,000, and he is never going to come within 1,000 miles of that house as long as he lives. And he suggests that Florence do the same. Next, Ken, we're in Florence's bedroom with mirrors on the ceiling.
I did see that too.
Didn't see that earlier.
Nope, that's the first time they showed us.
And apparently the shower is running. We hear the shower. And she walks into the huge fucking bathroom.
It is big.
And she sees a shadow in the shower. And there's blood coming out the bottom under the door. She opens the shower, Karen, and the cat is dead.
In the bottom of the shower.
The
No
black
one's in
cat.
there. Yes, no one's there, but the dead cat.
All right, next we see Lionel. I believe he's working on the machine that arrived. He explains to Anne that he plans to reverse the energy in the house with the machine. Benjamin watches from the landing of the stairs and tells Lionel that machine is not going to do anything. He tells Lionel to get Anne out of the house.
Don't fight the house or you will die.
He tries to convince Lionel to stop all of the experiments and just wait and take the money. Otherwise, they will all die.
But Doc thinks that everyone is wrong and he is right. Meaning himself, not Fischer.
Benjamin tells him he was the only one to make it out alive and sane last time, and he will be the only one to make it out this time as well. Lionel tells Anne that both Florence and Benjamin are wrong. He will prove it tomorrow. Next, Florence in the chapel hearing voices.
Someone's asking for help.
She runs out and sees the machine.
She's
And
overwhelmed. Yeah.
She runs upstairs, hearing voices all the way. She tries to cover her ears. I think she's in her nightgown too, isn't she?
I didn't notice.
She shuts the door to her room and the voices stop.
And the camera spins at some point. At like when she gets
as
to
she's
the top.
running down the
Yes.
hall. Yeah.
She's just overwhelmed with medium stuff.
She gets to her room and sits on her bed and hears a voice. And here's what I wrote. Help me, question mark. Is that what it's saying?
Yes.
And Florence gets down on her knees, Karen, and prays.
Asks for protection and the release of Daniel's soul. Over and over and over, he's saying, help me, make love to me, help me make love. The only way that she can help him is if she makes love to him.
I didn't understand that other part.
Oh, you were distracted by her.
But it makes
nightgown.
sense because next thing she does is she turns out the light and disrobes Karen. And we see the silhouette of two bare breasts.
2 or 1? Was there 2?
I'm calling it 2.
Okay. But just a silhouette, just a shadow, like dark.
Yes, and she gets in bed and the covers next to her pull back. And here I wrote, I think she has sex with Daniel, question mark.
Yes, she gives him the love he's never known and hopes he will gain the strength to leave.
Okay.
She has sex with Daniel or the ghost.
Next, she screams and the others come to her room and find her in bed with scratches all over her back. She's lying kind of face down.
Yeah, I didn't know if those were from the cat or if those were new.
Those were new.
Oh, okay.
And Lionel,
She's all giggly, though.
yeah, Lionel grabs her by the shoulder and turns around, and she giggles and laughs at them. I like that part. That was pretty good. Next, December 24th, Karen, 7:19 a.m., Christmas Eve. So we see Benjamin sitting in Florence's room as she sleeps. Apparently, he's been sitting up to be sure nothing happens to her while she sleeps.
Yeah, this is their last day there.
And Florence wakes up and she asks Benjamin if has he been sitting there all night? And he says yes. And she says, well, why didn't you just sleep with me?
She flirts with him a little bit.
Little. And then she asked, who put my nightgown on? He tells her that Anne did. She says something about, well, why didn't you? Or something. Apparently everyone wants Benjamin in this movie, Karen. I don't know. Everybody wants Roddy McDowell. And Florence tells Benjamin that Daniel is inside her.
Waiting to take over.
That's right. And he lied. And Daniel then speaks through Florence and tells Benjamin he can't help her. He might have been hot stuff when he was 15, but now he is shit. And Florence begs Benjamin to help her. December 24th, 7:48 a.m. About a half hour later, Karen. Benjamin tells Lionel and Anne that he has taken Florence away. They're leaving. And Lionel tells them, well, that's fine. And they need not come back because by the end of the day, the house will be clear. And Florence demands to know how. She will not leave until she knows.
Is she worried about Daniel? Is that the thing?
I don't know. Not sure. And Lionel talks about electromagnetic radiation and how the house is full of residual energy. It is like a giant battery.
I wrote the doc is looking a little hagged. Did you see the dark circles under his eyes and stuff? He was looking
I
not good.
That.
Yeah.
And Lionel does not believe there are any entities in the house. It is just mindless, directionless power. And he explains that his machine will reverse the polarity of the energy in the house, and the house will be exorcised. Which makes sense if that's what you believe.
Yes, the electromagnetic radiation will oppose the polarity of the atmosphere, reverse and dissipate it.
Next, Florence grabs a fire iron and begins to try to break the machine.
I think she's worried about Daniel. What will happen to him?
I think so. And Benjamin tries to stop her, and she hits him with the fire iron as well. And then Lionel rushes in and slaps her unconscious.
Yeah, he decks her.
December 24th, 8:23 a.m. Still morning, Karen.
Well, they're not going to be out that long.
Apparently, Florence did not break anything important.
Nope, she missed all the good stuff.
Lionel believes the machine will still function. And he says that she had to destroy his belief before he could destroy hers. But Florence wakes up. No one notices, apparently. And she goes to the chapel looking for Daniel. I have written voices and screams. And Florence tries to warn Daniel. And then
to move on before the electromagnetic poles are reversed.
And then the evil crucifix falls on top of Florence. So Benjamin wakes in the other room, and they find Florence is missing. Next, we cut back to Florence in the chapel under the crucifix. There's blood on her face and her wrist. And she tries to write something in blood on the crucifix. It looks like a B inside a circle. The others rush in and find her. She gone, Karen.
Before she's gone, she does see something, and she looks at it and says, "You tricked me."
Next, Lionel turns on the machine, and Benjamin, Anne, and Lionel leave the house. They just leave Florence there under the cross, I guess.
Well,
So
they can't help her now.
Nope, she gone. They get outside, and there's lots of froggy's fog outside as they wait. We cut back and forth from interior to exterior, and there's screams inside the house.
The house is shaking everywhere. Everything in the house is shaking.
Eventually, they enter back into the house, and Lionel tells Benjamin to open himself up. He promises there will be no trouble. Benjamin kind of goes to the house and doesn't say anything, but eventually he comes out from upstairs and says, The house is completely clear.
He does say.
He's ecstatic. It's unbelievable, as Ronnie McDowell would. Friday, December 24th, 12:45 p.m. I guess Lionel is checking his notes.
He wants to
I
check
have-
the readings. Yeah. He didn't
Then-
have time and all the excitement to
and
check
then-
the readings.
Yes, the machine starts picking up electromagnetic radiation, and the infrared camera starts going off again, and shit's just going crazy, kind of, right?
Yes.
And he says he does not accept it.
It's impossible.
And like part of the machine explodes and goes into Lionel's face, and he's got
Glass flies in his face.
blood on him. Yeah. Friday, December 24th, 1:03 p.m. About 18 minutes later, Karen. Anne's looking for Lionel. She comes downstairs to find the machine destroyed. She seems to hear Lionel calling her from the chapel. She enters and finds Lionel on the floor, crushed by a chandelier. She runs out and runs into Benjamin.
I didn't know at this point. I thought maybe the spirits were pulling a trick where he turned on his machine, so they just all stayed quiet and didn't do anything. So he would think that his machine worked when really it didn't.
Well, Benjamin's the psychic. I mean, he doesn't feel anything in the house. So
I know, but I thought maybe they just all went somewhere to fool him. And then they came back. But
okay. Could be, I guess.
well, it's not, but that's what I thought maybe was happening.
Next, we see Friday, December 24th, 2:21 p.m. Anne begs Benjamin to take her out of the house.
Yeah,
Benjamin
she can't go
says-
out by herself. Just walk out the door.
True dat, Karen.
Right? Like, what? She doesn't need an escort.
Benjamin says he's not leaving, though. He's going back to the chapel. He says he has to,
He says that multiple times.
or his whole life will have been a failure. Anne warns him that he will die like Lionel and Florence. Friday, December 24th, 3:13 p.m. Benjamin enters the chapel. He says the whole house is clear except for this one room. And he looks again at the B that Florence wrote in blood. Benjamin figures out that Florence was trying to tell them it was Belasco all along.
What else could the B stand for? Like, I mean, didn't you think what else? What other mystery could the B stand for? Of course it's Belasco.
Yes, but he is one entity pretending to be many others.
Yes.
And then Benjamin starts putting everything together here at the very end.
Yes.
Rather quickly. All of the tragedies in the past have had to do with legs
Shattered and
and
paralyzed.
limbs, whatever. Yeah. And then Benjamin warns Anne not to interfere.
No matter what happens.
That's right. And then Benjamin begins to taunt Belasco. A chandelier falls, and thankfully Anne intervenes and pushes him out of the fucking way.
Yeah, you'd think they'd watch for chandeliers by now.
But Benjamin taunts Belasco some more, and he is thrown about the chapel. He accuses Belasco of being short.
Like, that's a horrible thing. He's like in a wind tunnel at this point. Wind is just blowing and he's hurling insults about his Belasco's mom and his size and height.
And Benjamin concentrates real hard, and a glass pane in the chapel breaks, revealing a hidden room. And they enter the room and find the preserved body of Belasco, a wine glass still in his hand.
Sitting in a chair.
Benjamin takes his pocket knife and stabs Belasco in the leg, tearing his pants, revealing artificial limbs. And he says he despised his shortness so much, he had his legs amputated and artificial limbs attached.
To give him height.
Yes. Benjamin explains that the secret room is lined with lead. So he was a genius.
He built a fortress to protect his spirit. He knew what was coming years before it happened.
Next, Benjamin goes and turns the machine back on, and he and Anne leave, hoping that the spirits of Florence and Lionel will guide Belasco to peace. And then we see the black cat again, Karen.
Because it's Friday, December 24th at 4:59 p.m. And they get to leave at 5.
The end. Credits. All right, Karen. Anything you were pleasantly surprised by or really enjoyed in this film that I chose for you to watch from way back in 1976?
I thought the acting was good. I like that.
I agree.
I liked the set. I thought the set was good.
I agree.
I like the subject matter. I think that's interesting. I don't have a good feel for if that was regaining popularity at that time. What year was The Witchboard? Was that much later?
Yes.
Okay. So I don't know
Much later.
if this was the beginning of
I mean,
movies.
it's your haunted house film, just like
It reminded me of House on Haunted Hill.
right.
Yeah, the people all together trying to deal with,
Yep.
the ghosts. So not that that was a bad thing. It was just kind of an updated version of that, I thought.
I think Roddy McDowall was especially good.
I thought the young girl was really good.
No, I did too, Karen. But
I'm sure you did. Was that what you liked about it, Roddy and the girl, or is there anything else?
I thought in general it was well acted, but I think Roddy kind of stole the. Well, he and Annie are the only ones to survive. So
Well, that has nothing to do with his acting.
no, but he was good at it.
He was good.
I mean, I read like reviews and it said that his lines were like fucking cheesy and terrible, but he delivered them and they were great. They made sense. And I do have a couple things to say. So the guy who played Lionel, Clive Revel, he played Emperor Palpatine in The Empire Strikes Back, Karen. The first time we see the Emperor in the Star Wars saga, he plays him. His voice, anyway.
Okay.
So that's interesting, I thought. And the guy who plays Belasco, Emmerich Belasco, Michael Goff, I guess is his name. I've seen him in many other things. Did you recognize him?
He looked familiar, but I couldn't place him.
But
and I didn't know if it was just a wax figurine of someone or if it was an actual
it was actually
person.
him. Yeah. But the thing I know him most for is playing Alfred in the Tim Burton Batman films. He was much older then, but yeah, he did.
Interesting.
Okay, anything else you really enjoyed?
No, that's pretty much it, I think.
Yeah, me too. I pretty much agree. Apparently there's much more graphic sexuality and stuff in the novel.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah. Is the novel have the same name?
Yep, I believe so. And the guy who wrote the screenplay wrote the novel.
Oh, sometimes that helps.
But he did leave out a lot of the more graphic and BDSM elements, Karen.
Oh, so is this on your reading list now?
Well, could be. I'll make a note. 1971 novel.
By who?
Richard Matheson.
Okay. On hold at the library. Click, click, click.
No, I'm not quite that tech savvy, Karen. Well, the novel is just called Hell House, actually.
Oh, okay.
Karen, anything you were very disappointed in?
I thought the ending was bizarre. The whole thing with being short, and it seemed like something was left out somewhere that we didn't really grasp the whole concept of why he was so angry he was short. I know they called him the Roaring Giant. They did mention that, but it just seemed so abrupt that he would be killing people because he was short. I don't know. It just came out of nowhere to me and seemed not silly, but I don't know what the right word is.
I would say it was rushed. Ending felt rushed.
It definitely did. And that thing about him and his height came out of nowhere. You would think, oh, he was tortured as a child by his parent. I don't know, something. And it all comes down to because he wasn't 5 foot. I don't know. It seemed bizarre. I didn't like that they killed the cat, but that's just me. What about you?
I agree.
What were you disappointed in?
I agree. I thought the ending was rushed.
And it kind of just left you hanging. Like, did the thing actually work when they turned it on? Did anyone go back? I mean, I guess that's sequel, right? You could do a sequel, which I do like, but it just kind of, you never see the old man that they report back to.
No, there's no closure on,
which I was kind of.
Do the two survivors get the other people share, Karen?
I don't know. But when I looked at it and there was 2 minutes left, and I thought, how are they going to finish everything in 2 minutes? And it was just done. So again, it could be a sequel, could have been made, because there
And
are
do
a
they even
lot of
get paid
questions.
since Lionel
Right.
died?
Right. I don't. And what's their report?
Yeah.
So lots of missing information, I'd say.
Yeah, I agree. All right. What cocktail rating you want to give this one?
I'd give it a 3.
Okay.
I thought it was interesting, and
Yeah. Thank you, Karen. Thank you for giving my film a 3. I appreciate it.
but I do think there's room for improvement.
I did see 2 bare breasts.
Shadows,
I've just seen 2 more, but whatever.
silhouette. Well, you saw 2 bare breasts on the statue. Do you not count those?
Well,
do they
yeah,
have to be?
but
Do they have to be real?
not really, Karen.
Well, that's true. Depending on the year, it's going to be hard to find real ones.
Yeah, 3 cocktails. I think that's generous, but I agree.
Well, 3.5, but
Only
gotta
because
pick-
the ending was so rushed. That's all I have the issue with, for the most
mean,
part.
the machine looked like a cardboard box. There wasn't a lot of
It's 1976.
right. So you could see things like that in it. Looking back on it, you can see, but there was nothing so terrible. The special effects were fine with
Yeah, they were good, I thought.
with the covers coming off the bed and all of that.
Tables shaking and all
Yeah,
the
so it
glasses
didn't
and all
look-
the dishes. And
You didn't laugh at it.
no, it was well done.
So, I was happy with that.
I agree. Comments on our drunk ghost cocktail,
It's
Karen?
delicious.
Yes, it's delicious.
It's a good one.
It is a good one. Getting it watery now, though.
I don't think you should put ice in it. I mean, I did too, but it's separating a lot, and it is getting watery. So I think
Watery coconut.
it's better. Maybe put it in a chilled glass, a frosted glass or something, so it stays a little cooler.
Yep, probably. All right, Karen, anything we learned today?
A little bit about the difference between physical and mental mediumship, and that our parents let us play jarts and horseshoes.
Yep.
And we were much older than we admitted in 1976.
Speak
We
for
were-
yourself, Karen.
We weren't two. We weren't two.
Well, that's what you said. I didn't say that.
We weren't toddlers.
All right, Karen, I think next week is your choice, is it? Is it not? Since this was
It
mine?
is.
All right. What's next, Karen?
We're going to watch the 1933 film, The Invisible Man.
1933. Universal, right?
Yes, the Universal film.
The Invisible Man. That will be episode 61. Any reason you chose that?
No, just I haven't seen it.
Haven't seen it? Okay. Do we have a cocktail for that film, Karen?
We do.
Go on.
It's called the Jack Frost Winter Cocktail.
I am familiar.
You're going to need a blender for this one.
I have a blender.
Okay.
What do we need, Karen, besides the blender?
You're going to need light corn syrup,
Mhm.
coconut flakes, crushed ice, pineapple juice, blue curacao, light rum, and cream of coconut.
Yes. Did you choose it because his name is Jack?
No,
Okay. What made you choose this cocktail for the Invisible Man?
the way he gets busted is he walks in the snow.
Oh, okay.
So
And I think his name is Jack too, right? Though?
I don't know. I've never seen it, but I kind of read a little bit about it as I was searching for a film, and I saw that and I thought, oh, that's clever that he leaves footprints in the snow.
Dr. Jack Griffin. His name is Jack.
So you've seen it before.
No, I just pulled it
No.
up, but I kind of felt like I knew his name was Jack Griffin. Even Griffin, I'm reading it. I'm like, oh yeah, that's right. So I've, I know about it. I've never actually sat down and watched it. You know what I mean?
Well, neither have I. And I think, again, it's something.
Based on a story by H.G. Wells.
Yes, I think that it's one that I should see. I usually at Halloween watch Frankenstein, Dracula, sometimes The
Yeah.
Mummy, but never this one. So
The usual Universal films, not the
yeah,
not the creature or the Invisible Man or
Right. So, and we watched The Creature, which was very good. So I'm hoping this one is good also.
Okay. All right, Karen, anyone you need to thank?
I'm just going to thank everyone who listens. We really do appreciate it. Thanks for spending time with us. What about you, Greg?
Yes, I'm so glad we've had this time together. And we need to thank the band Verse 13 for providing all the music in the Scary Spirits podcast.
The music does make the podcast better.
Yes, and we do need to mention, Karen, that Sunday.
Big news. What's happening Sunday, Greg?
Scary Spirits podcast presents Wicked Ramblings, episode 2.
2.
Haunt Acting 101.
Yeah, it's a good one.
Fascinating.
It is fascinating.
I know, it's good. I liked it.
Great guest.
I had fun. Yeah, talking about, haunt acting and Halloween and haunted houses and all that good shit.
It's fun stuff.
Yeah, I know.
So watch for that and like and subscribe and give us a review and lots of stars and email us. And for the love of God, somebody bust Greg for making the wrong drink on YouTube.
I didn't make the wrong drink. I just called it the wrong name.
It's not monkey blood. It's the bloody monkey. Come on, people. Come on. Somebody help me out.
Yep. There's a free sticker in it for you.
I mean, what more could you want?
I don't know. We may surprise you with other things. Maybe you have a prize pack chosen especially for you.
And it'll be good because we've chosen it.
Yes. All right, Karen, anything else?
Please drink responsibly.
Yes.
Hey, it's Karen, and I'm here to talk to you about getting social with us. Did you know you can follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube at Scary Spirits Podcast? Or check out our website, scaryspirits.com. If you have something to say, email us at info@scaryspirits.com. And as always, thanks so much for listening. Please drink responsibly.